What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Big D Energy. We finna rock you today. We'll say it like that. Joique Bell feeling it here to my right. Former Wayne State great, one of the greatest college football players in college football history. Don't believe me? Check the numbers. D-Mac, Darren McCarty. It's what we know. Four-time Stanley Cup champion D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house as well. He's feeling it on a Friday.
Legend.
Also, Detroit legend.
Took care of that. I don't know if you could see, but you better zoom in on it. But you got Joique up there. Temporary Joique Bell. Don't worry about the kid beside him, but temporary Joique Bell right down there. So he's on the wall. I was not going to do a show without my boy on the wall. So we're going to work on that. And later in the show, segment. We're going to have the man, Justin himself, going to come in.
To the bottom of this.
We're going to get answers.
Talk about this. I'm excited.
We are. We're going to get answers last segment of the show. We're going to get those questions answered right here on Big D Energy. But as you guys know, and for those of you that were with us yesterday on the YouTube channel, if you're watching on social media, big welcome to you. But you see the mural back here. We are Detroit Sports here at Woodward Sports. There's been a hot topic of debate about the fact that Joique Bell, as a Wayne State Warrior, is not on there. So
I think you know what that is. It's a slap in the face to Division II players. That's like some Bartool Dave Portnoy stuff coming out talking about we're not real football players. You know what? That's what I feel they're doing here at this network now. I don't understand it.
And they can't do that here
they can't do
at
that
this network, Woodward Sports Network of the people of Detroit and stuff like that. That goes totally against it. But we'll get to it later on.
Yeah. No, absolutely we will. So make sure you stick around. That got heated yesterday, so we'll pick that back up. We're going to talk a lot of football, obviously. A Neal Ruhl Get Right Saturday night special coming your way as well. We're back on the train, everybody. There is no doubt about that. We'll preview the NFL. We'll preview the college. Red Wings preseason is over as well. D-Mac going to break some stuff down for that. I have questions. I know he told me that he'll answer them on October 30th, but I still have questions.
You're like the kid at Christmas, man. It's like pretend as Christmas is coming. I'm about to tell you where the presents are under Grandma's bed. They're not wrapped yet. You're going to save me time. You little prick, go in there and get your presents.
I'm going to wear you out, D-Mac. I'm going to wear you out. There is no doubt about it. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, some boxing, man.
Oh, yeah. It's time. You know what? It's been well overdue. I've been waiting for this fight. I know Tyson Fury, he wanted to go fight somebody else across the pond, but no, you got to come back here. We put that in the contract.
Yeah, absolutely. Joique, you guys might not know this. Joique's a big boxing guy. Big boxing guy.
You know what's funny? People don't know this about me. But my father actually was a heavyweight champ of the world at one point in time.
Are you serious? I never knew that.
Yeah. Professional career, I think it was like 62 and 5, something like that.
Really?
Yeah. Funny, I'm gonna give you a story. So funny story. He's fighting in this tournament, and this is before I was born. He was fighting in this tournament in Ohio. He tells me the story, and he go to this tournament. It's like some 12 of the best fighters around the country, and he goes there. And they have all the fighters sitting in this room. They're all sitting in this room. They have them sitting down like at this big oval table, like a big meeting room. And as he's sitting there, they're waiting for the guy to come in. They kind of let them know who's fighting who, or to go over the itinerary or whatever. And so as he's sitting there, he feels someone's looking at him. And he turns around. The guy's staring my dad right in the face. My dad picks the chair up, turns it towards the guy, sits down, leans forward, and looks the guy right in his eye until the person comes in. And so it got intense in there for a while. And so when they walked out, the guy that my father was looking at, he told his manager, "I want to fight him. I want to fight that guy right there." And his manager said, no, you don't want to fight him yet. You don't fight him yet. And so they end up putting that guy with someone else and put my dad against another guy. And the guy who was staring my dad in the face was Mike Tyson. It was Mike Tyson.
Okay.
And so Mike Tyson ended up fighting in this tournament. I think this was right before he went pro. He ended up losing to the guy he had to box, and then they had to put that guy against my dad. Then my dad beat him, but they never got another opportunity to fight each other. That was crazy. So that
is a good story, man.
It's a good story. So he lived by it. He lives by the story. That's like his thing he always tells me, and that's the one story I'll never forget.
No, that is a great story. But we're going to get into some boxing a little bit. It's very polarizing, boxing right now, because there are people like me, and D-Mac, like the MMA versus boxing debate, because there are people like me. When Floyd Mayweather fights, check that runway at the airport and look at whose planes those are. It's a bigger deal. Boxing is still a bigger deal than the UFC. I know that this YouTube chat thread's about to go crazy, which you can get involved on our YouTube channel. Hundreds of messages come flying in. We get to the good ones here, and but that's what it is, though, D-Mac. If you look at the spectacle, if you look at the record of sales, pay-per-view sales, it's all boxing matches, man.
Well, it used to be. I don't know. I'd defer to Art from the Art of Combat with the UFC closing the gap, because it's more entertaining, and I think that you have more of a, this mentality that's not fixed, or it's not about the payday. And you mentioned Floyd Mayweather, people over that. Well, you see with the Pauls, and you see that with the YouTubers. I mean, they draw the pay-per-view money and stuff like that. So there is the need still out there. I think that this weekend, though, is different in the fact that Fury Wilder, we've seen this. This is going to be entertaining.
Entertaining,
and
right.
To me, it's like, can Wilder land that punch, or can he stay? How's his cardio? Can he go longer? Or the Gypsy? Can the Gypsy King retain? I'm a big fan of his. So it's going to be a good fight. So when these good fights come up, no matter what else is going on, like, this is legit that I'm a fan of. So in wrestling, I like everything for what it is. In boxing, it's got to be the specific match.
Yeah.
UFC not fair. So much when I'm getting educated, when I can sit in a watch party or watch it on TV with somebody who's explaining it to me, moves, this, that, or whatever. It's more entertaining that way. But boxing has gotten to be, what is the fight specifically?
You know what? When Clarissa has her next UFC fight, I want to watch it with Art, because Art is very knowledgeable when it comes to that UFC.
Just not with the parlays, but that's all right.
No, Art can't bet it, but he can break it down, because I've learned so much just about when you're sitting here with Ace and Art, and they'll predicate sort of like I would do if you're watching a hockey game with me. Okay, watch this. You can see this circulating or see this coming. Oh, he's setting him up. Watch this. He's going to go low kick, and he's going to come with, oh, there's the right. I told you. How many times do they do that? But they've seen it, and it's the passion, and I like to be educated by people that are passionate about.
Yeah, what's your take on that, the boxing UFC thing, Art, and again the Art of Combat?
Yeah,
podcast.
like numbers wise, I think out of 50 top pay-per-views, boxing holds 25 of them, and UFC only has 15 or something like that.
And the top shelf ones are all boxing.
Yeah, but then you've got millions of pay-per-view buys for Khabib versus Conor. So I see the boxing numbers starting to kind of trickle down, and the UFC continues to rise. I'm not saying right now they're taking over, but I could see on the trajectory that it is, and as long as people like John Jones stay out of trouble and actually fight in the octagon.
And that's the rub. Everybody that's good with UFC, I get on them, and then they're gone.
It's not that I hate John Jones. I just hate cheaters, and especially people who grab women by their hair like he did last week and then bust his head on a cop car. The guy's a Hall of Famer, and then he's in Vegas and he literally gets arrested and put in jail. So,
and this goes to show you, what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in
Vegas. Even Vegas has its lines, folks. Trust me.
Sure I'm
even Vegas has its lines.
Speaking of lines, though, later on today when we do our pick'ems, I do have a bet for the Fury and Wilder fight, and obviously we'll go over that later in more detail.
Absolutely.
I got one question for Art. Art, am I right, or Joique? Am I right to be excited about the Wilder Fury? Is it going to be that fight?
This fight. Listen, there's two fights to be excited for in the world of boxing for the rest of the year: Canelo and Plant.
Yep.
I'm more excited for that fight than I am for this heavyweight fight.
That was real, though.
That was real.
The
press conference. Yeah, the press conference. But outside of that, the heavyweights always come through, and this boxing match I will be watching.
Well,
this
just
weekend.
the violence of the shots that were landed in the first two.
Come
fights.
Heavyweights land 25% of their shots in 12 rounds. It doesn't matter. All it takes is 1%. That one shot. So we'll cover it more.
One shot.
But we'll break it down a little bit more. We'll get you picks and all that stuff. But here on our YouTube chat thread as well. People are talking about it. They are. I mean, it's up there. Chuck Brewer says, D-Mac, Neal's almost as bad as those Michigan fans that talk to you about Jim Harbaugh and Nick Saban. Well, I mean, Chuck, that's what I was told, that Nick Saban's on notice. as you know. That's what I was told.
Well, you think a lot of things, and that's all you're doing with your Red Wing stuff. Is what you think. You just want to see if it's what you know. And I know, you think. We might get to that.
we might get to that. Doug Fungus says that won't even be a close fight. Fury hands down, and we'll get to it later.
But you know what? You can't say hands down.
No, we can.
No, we can't say hands down. Because all you said, all it takes is that one shot.
Right. And all it took was a 40-pound walkout suit for excuses from Wilder. Like, come on, man. You spent $40,000. We'll talk about it later because I could go days and days.
I know.
You spent $40,000 on a walkout outfit, and that's what cost you the fight? No, you got knocked out by the Gypsy
So
Kid.
is he going to come out with the Michigan Wolverine attitude and just have his trunks on and walk straight to the ring and mean business this time?
I hope so.
Would you be more like watching him? Will his ring entrance art affect how you think the match will go?
30, 40 pounds.
Unlike Michigan, he will lose this weekend. I will say that.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you this.
You're just saying it because you're friends with him, or you're going out there. Do you know?
Are you going to fight, Joy?
Come on, Joy.
No, I don't. No,
You know someone in his camp, or you know somebody. It's never just because. I'm telling you.
Of course, I know people who
He
know
loves
him.
John Jones because Clarissa Shields trains with John Jones. He loves Wilder.
We got to change it up to Joique Angles Bell.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that.
This is my man Angles over here.
I'm just saying.
Who do you know in his
Juggernaut.
camp?
What is it?
Who do you know in his camp, Joique? Who do you know in his camp?
No one. But you always know people who either work with him or did work for him or something like that. I mean, we're all in the same. We're in the same field.
I know.
Obviously, we're gonna know.
It's just like you'll never say Stafford's bad. You'll never say Wilder's bad either.
Stafford isn't bad.
Okay.
If it was bad, I'd say he was bad. Yeah,
I make this
not
look
bad.
good.
Okay. He was great last night, by the way. He was fantastic.
especially-
Hey, one thing about the bet, and then enough about me. When I get tattooed, can I do it in a Rams Stafford jersey, please? Can I please do that? Is that okay? Can that be part of the bet?
You can do whatever you want as long as you get the tattoo.
Whoa. I know that you're the captain now and stuff running this ship, but this is a bet between me and Art.
Yeah.
I will consider it, Art.
Okay, thank you.
But the bet was can't be running my
As long
bet,
as you
Neal.
get the tattoo, you satisfy the claims of the bet. That's the only thing that you're on the hook for. If you get the tattoo, it's not. There's no stipulations on
Okay.
what you can wear, what you can't wear.
Exactly.
You don't have the tattoo. You get the tattoo. The bet is settled.
Dumbass.
Right?
That's the most
Well, that's a separate discussion, everybody. That's a separate discussion. That's not up for debate either.
But Art asked to go to the bathroom. How old are you again?
No, you always make me raise my hand. I mean, I fulfill my bets and everything.
You
so,
do.
yeah.
You are a man of your word,
You are a
Arturo.
man.
Well, I mean, it
You
hasn't
will say
happened
that.
yet. It hasn't happened yet.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. Which
No.
meanwhile,
I
I need a tattoo artist. So at this point,
I got-
I'll
I thought
let
you
T-Mac
said
do
till
it.
I
Sunday.
got one for you.
What? Yeah, but I'm impatient. I want to get this nightmare over with, have it on my body, and just move on. Like, let's just move on. I'll get it done on Monday if we could get a
You
tattoo
know what?
artist in
That's
here.
you know what? The anticipation of death is worse than death itself. So the
that was good.
tattoo
That
sort
was
of falls into that. The 10-7 flaming tattoo. Can't wait.
Absolutely. Robert Colosia in our YouTube chat thread says, "Is Tommy Hearns on the mural?" Oh,
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Tommy.
You know Tommy is in the
the
middle.
Motor City Cobra's on the
He's
mural,
right.
folks.
Yeah, move your head,
Move your
Neil.
head, Neil.
Move your head, Neil. There
He's
he
right
is.
there. He's hiding.
Underneath
He's
there.
right behind you.
He's
Yeah,
literally
bob and
behind
weave.
you. Right.
Yep.
You see that head movement right there?
Yeah.
That was okay.
You see that head movement
I mean,
right
that's
there?
your head movement's as good as Deontay Wilder. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
Well, you know what? If you want to get down on the Deontay Wilder fight, which we'll talk about later against Tyson Fury, hey, you know where to go. Right here at the MyBookie Studios. It's winning season, and it's happening right now at MyBookie. And this week, entries are open for the winner-take-all Super Contest. MyBookie, the only sportsbook that offers online Super Contests, so you won't miss out on this exclusive promotion. Enter now. Turn $10 into 10 grand. $10 into $10,000. Weeks 5 through 8, make 5 picks against a spread. Get them right, earn points, make your way up the standings, and take home the $10,000 grand prize. This week, I'm feeling the Packers, Bucks, Titans, Vikings, and Ravens. Boom, there you go. You're 5-0 already, right off the rip. And if you need another reason to head to mybookie.ag to celebrate the start of the MLB playoffs and the elimination of the New York Yankees, MyBookie is hosting a $20,000 blackjack tournament. It's absolutely free to enter. Winning season is here. Get in the game and get to mybookie.ag now. Use the promo code Woodward, and when you make your first deposit at MyBookie, you'll receive double your deposit. That's promo code Woodward, so you can double your funds and double your winnings. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Got a gambling problem? Do the adult thing. Call the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Big D. Big D.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Off and running here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house. Fish is here as well. We got Stick in the building. Great birthday celebration, I was told,
Oh, it was
Stick.
good, man. Some good donuts. People here love, everybody loves
You
Stick here.
should get the story about his birthday night. He'll tell you that later
How
off
was
the
your
air.
birthday night?
It was intriguing, wasn't it, Stick? Is that fair? It's fair.
He gave me that. Not on air.
We'll talk about this later, fellas. We'll talk about this later. That's why I don't have a camera on me right now. I did not get to bed till 4 a.m. So
The 4 a.m.?
yeah.
Hey, Stick, we could go over 40th
Where did you
birthday
go?
party stories because
Where did you go?
I was still
Where did you go?
drinking then, and let's just say Jack Daniels has the greatest intentions in the world, but the
Till he
worst
doesn't.
delivery. Worst delivery.
That's the homie, man. Me and Jack hang out all the time. We wound up at a place called Playas.
With an A, everyone, in case you were curious. Did want to talk about the Rams-Seahawks game. The Rams got the win 26-17. Russell Wilson dislocated his finger. Matt Stafford hurt his finger too and popped it back into place because he's the toughest player of all time. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but he continues to walk on water for the LA Rams. And the media's there every step of the way. But
Look at his greatness.
yeah.
Stayed in the pocket,
Yeah,
took a
just
hit.
throw it up there for grabs, and your guy happens to go make a play.
Look at that.
Yep.
Was he hurt?
No, that's Deshaun Jackson,
No,
man.
how do
You
you
give,
got-
so you give nothing to that win yesterday
No,
because Russell got hurt. That was it. Or,
No, they were
are
already
we
had the
playing
lead
too
before
much into it
come on.
because he
No.
got the job done.
He did get the job. He won.
And
he won
Geno
the game.
Smith, I mean, he
Here
came
we go.
in. Props to him.
He won the
hate-
game.
Here you go. The hate Matt train. Go ahead.
What are you talking
Come
about?
on, ride
You
the
picked
train.
against
No,
your
I
guy.
You
I
hater.
picked these Seahawks to win. and
Come
then
on,
Russell
ride
Wilson-
the train.
Okay, they lost, but
You
I'm not
hater.
going to hate on Stafford because
Okay,
he
good,
won.
good.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, Stafford's our guy. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to hate on him. I'm saying, speak facts. That pointy nose.
DJ Cuttercord says Matthew Stafford probably going to go to the Super Bowl and have the worst performance in Super Bowl history.
Oh, come on.
He also said he's not winning for Detroit, so who cares about Matthew Stafford? And I know that we have to qualify this, and I know we have to reset it. I don't care either because he ain't here and he ain't coming back.
But it's important because he plays, even though he's not here, he plays a major part in our draft picks in the future.
Right, so I want him to lose, and I want him to not play well.
And you know
All
what?
right, now.
It wasn't. Yes,
That's why we care.
he is tough. We all know that. He's proven
I've
that here. There
always said
wasn't a
that,
question
yeah.
about his finger. But he did some of the old Matt Stafford stuff. Diggs, his former teammate, got a pick on him in the end zone. There was
I don't
still
know.
a couple
I don't know who
throws
he's
and stuff that it wasn't there, but he did enough to win. And I think the difference, Neal, what we saw is that Matt Stafford hasn't changed. The team around him has
No,
changed.
and we knew that, and we all knew
but
that
we
going
knew
in.
that, and then now he's in the position, because last night, yeah, that one throw and stuff like that, but that was a team effort to win that game, and especially the pick by the Rams late and stuff like that was a team effort. So to say all the things that LA we knew is a better team around him, yes, he's in a better situation because that's a game he wouldn't have won with the Lions, I believe. So good for him. I watch it because I want Seattle to win because of what Joyce said, the draft.
Yep.
Because that impaired the draft. So
That hurt the draft. And you saw when they lost their game,
Hey.
that Lions pick went up 9 spots just off that loss.
That man threw for 365 yards in that game.
But Joique, I think, listen, as much as my newfound love for Stafford, I absolutely love him on the Rams, but I think he's still trying to figure out who he threw that interception to. Because, I mean, Diggs got it, but when he threw that, who was he throwing to? If you're trying to throw out, why would you throw towards the touchdown zone?
Yeah.
Throw outside. Like, it was insane.
And this is me talking. I'm not going to kill him. Like that's going to happen.
Touchdown zone, the area, the part, you know.
Robert,
I'm the MMA guy for a reason. Okay.
Robert says in our YouTube chat thread, he says, haha, that looked like Megatron highlight film of Stafford throwing up a 50-50 ball.
Clip that.
No, don't clip it. We don't need to clip it.
You got to finish out, boy.
That's where the zone's at, where you get the touchdown.
Exhibit in the zone. Touchdown zone.
Exhibit A on why you're getting a freaking 10-7 tattoo on you. You don't even know.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Don't do that anymore to yourself, Art.
Turn my mic off, Stick, for the rest of the show. I'm out.
Robert says that looks like Megatron highlight film of Stafford throwing up a 50-50 ball. And that's a play. I will say this. Like, I was poking fun at it. But, Joique, you know, that's a play in the NFL. The go-get-it ball.
Yes, his deep threat is Deshaun Jackson, okay? He's going to go get the ball.
Right.
He still got the wheels. I don't know what that was right there because I don't know if he was about to pull something. He had to come up. And, you know, he was playing more plays in the game, so I don't know what happened. But he definitely could have gotten in the end zone. The D-Jack I know would have gotten in the end zone right there. I mean, and walked in.
And walked in.
Walked away.
Here's what I like, though, because it seems to be either lose Rams, get us a high pick, or like Sparty Spiro here. The Rams were never going to be bad this year, so knowing that, I would gladly root for him to stick it to the Fords and take the 32nd pick instead of the 28th or whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, there is a legitimate side that wants to see every time Stafford win to stick it to the Fords.
And I can't hate that. Yeah, I can't hate that.
I can't hate that either.
That's not the tack that I take because I'm much more binary, you know, like even, odd, right, wrong. All I care about is getting the best draft pick possible. But I can't hate Spiro's take on that because there's a lot. I'm one. I mean, like a jaded Lions fan.
Yeah,
there's a ton of them out there.
We're all jaded in our different ways. So what is the jadedness? And, you know, at the end of the day, you're still getting a first-round pick, which means you should be able to draft a good player that plays on your team that gets to your second contract, right? That's what we're trying to do. So this is a good player no matter what, right?
Let's talk about last night game. They're firing on all cylinders. Aside from that pick, which shouldn't have been a pick.
They struggled in the first half a little bit.
No, look, but
this double punt was great, though.
Yeah. I'd never seen that before. The old double punt, have a punt block, pick it back up, punt it again.
No, they said no.
They said he was behind the line of scrimmage, right? So it was legal.
Neal wants Stafford to
even
lose,
the commentator came on and said that it was a new addendum that they added to the rule
after he got it wrong.
Yeah,
you know that's what I love. Like these rules officials that come on there. He didn't even know what he was talking about.
Wow, it's like around here. Right?
Just spin around and things will change. You know?
360.
Yeah, it's just look. In a nutshell, you guys know where I'll wrap up the Stafford thing for me real quick. In a nutshell, they get a better draft pick the more games he lose, or more games that they lose, and. You know, everyone's like, woe is Stafford, woe is Stafford. He got $250 million here, man.
You did mention that earlier.
Can we talk about the struggles? I want to ask Joique this, right? When the kicker, right, doinks the extra point, kicks it out of bounds, like when the kicking game is just smart because...
And people take that for granted.
Because they persevered through that last night.
Did.
Talk about, this wasn't, to me, it wasn't this, Russell Wilson... got hurt and then the Rams won. No, there was adversity on the road in Seattle. The kicking game, both kicking. How is that as a player? Because that to me that meant more of a victory as a team unit.
You look at statistics. Like I told you, our coaches would be big in numbers. And when you have a punt blocked or a field goal blocked in a game, your percentage of winning goes down tremendously. Right, tremendously. So not only they missed the field goal, they had the punt block, but even if the punt is blocked, they still repunted it, I guess. And I guess that kind of messes up the statistics because of the dynamic of the game. He was able to get it back off, and that was a heads-up play by him. I mean, to be under that pressure.
You know what, though, Joique? I think he was like the rules official. I don't think he really knew. He's just like, hell, I got a spot here. I'm not going to make it. I may as well punt it and see what happens.
This is what happened. He picked up the ball. He saw the guys in front of him. He knew he didn't have a shot to go get the first
like,
down.
get this thing the hell out of here.
He said, just let me kick it. He said, just let me kick the ball, and let's see what happens. Like, and whatever happens, happen. Nothing can be worse than what I
Nothing
did.
can be worse than running out of bounds or taking a hit or anything like that.
Right
so
here.
heads up.
He did like SWV. He just kicked it.
How about the guy getting through the line, though, Joique?
Joique likes
As a
that
special
one,
teams
low-key.
player.
You like that one? Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, D-Mac, go ahead.
No, that's good. That's good. Anytime you get Joique
wrong. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
we'll let the chatters decide.
You ever seen Wildin' Out and they do the joke and like the DJ has to hit the button at or the, you know what? That's like we'll give you that. We'll give you that.
That board if he likes Nick Cannon. I'm sorry. I've got to say it.
Hold up.
It's Eminem
Wildin'
over
Out?
Nick Cannon.
What you talking about, Wildin' Out?
Yeah, that's Nick Cannon's show.
No, Wildin' Out is a bunch of comedians on the show.
Oh my God, you
that
gotta
get
I'm a
music.
ridiculousness fan.
You got
Thank
Jessica
you.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
You have Jessica Hilarious. You have
And who is
Charlie
the king
Clips.
of that show?
You
Nick
have, You
Cannon.
have Conceited. You got. Now we got some. Hey,
Listen, I just don't support
anti.
anti-Detroit people. That's it. You know. He messed with Eminem, and you're not a. I'm sorry. I don't. Benzino can go too. Limp Bizkit, they're all dead to me.
Pull up on
Pull up on me.
Last thing on that game last night.
Yeah,
Relax.
yeah. Go ahead, D-Mac.
That Seattle defense.
You don't
That's
believe
the
it.
last
What? Joique, I did want to ask you about that.
What's up?
That Seattle defense. What the hell was that, man? I think you have the Lions secondary going, man, that secondary is bad.
Seahawks play pretty bad.
Bro,
Pretty bad.
it's gone there, man.
It's not. You know it. Yeah.
It's gone.
I mean, they rushed for over 100. I mean, they
They
almost
got
500.
shredded.
They're about almost 500 yards total offense. Right, that's bad. I mean, and then you look on the offensive side, we sit here and say, you know what, they struggled in the first half, but they still had almost 500 yards of total offense.
Because they murdered them in the second half. That defense, I mean, that
That's
defense is a carcass of what it was.
It was like Pop Warner for Matt Stafford. And that's where I'm saying he wasn't at his optimal best. A lot of things that went wrong if you break that game down, and the fact that they persevered through it to win. I don't care what it is. You won in Seattle. Not many people win in Seattle.
And granted, that's not what it was, but yeah, you're right. I mean, that is the story. Justin
And
says,
then
can there be a better testimony to the Fords being horrible than Matthew Stafford doing nothing in 13 years than winning a title in year one after leaving? And I do. Again, I'll go back to it. I get that. I understand that 100%. Again, for me, I'm just about the draft pick. And I know, like, what's the difference between 28 and 32? Not a ton, but whatever. He's not here and he's not coming back, so I just don't. Doesn't really matter to me.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Robert Woods had a heck of a game.
Oh,
he was a beast.
Well, did
He had
you
a heck
see
of a
like
game.
if one of these things where he didn't have many targets and they're lost and stuff like this? So you noticed that they were seeking him out yesterday.
They
He
were.
was open, like it was a pitch and catch.
I mean,
he looked like Calvin yesterday.
Man, 12
and Matt
catches,
Stafford.
150 yards, averaging 12.5 yards to carry a catch. That's pretty good.
No, it is.
No, that's really good.
I will say this: when the Lions go out to LA to play the Rams, they're going to be an underdog, Art.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely going to be an underdog because they suck, okay? Well, no, they're actually pretty good. I miss them. All right, let's talk about Underdog Fantasy. The NFL season is here, and if you're like, man, I've already got my fantasy with my team and I suck, or maybe you don't even have a fantasy, okay? Well, get daily, weekly fantasy with Underdog Fantasy. Use the code WSN. Deposit $10, you get $10 free, or just go to UnderdogFantasy.com in the App Store to Google Play Store. Again, WSN, deposit $10, you're going to get $10 right back at you. We got more of Big D Energy coming up here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Spin goblins, I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house as well. Happy to have you all along for the ride. The Lions getting ready to go in Minnesota, at least a part of the Lions getting ready to go into Minnesota and play the Vikings. Tom Mazaway hit me with this stat, and I couldn't believe it. The Minnesota Vikings lead the all-time series against the Detroit Lions 78-39 with 2 ties. The Vikings have won 7 in a row. Joique, how come the Lions never beat the Vikings? What is it about that?
I beat them a lot when I play. I don't know.
You can't relate.
I can't. I don't know. I did. I mean, and I played them when they had a pretty good team. I mean, they had a pretty good running back by the name of Adrian Peterson. They ended up acquiring a guy by the name of Percy Harvin. I don't know if you know who that guy might be.
Oh yeah.
And so they had a pretty decent team. So I think 2012 we might have lost to them. I think 13 we might have split with them. I think we might have ran the table in 14. Probably split again in 15. Bears, I'm going to say the Bears are similar. I think they beat us in 12 where we split with them and ran the tables until I left the Lions with the Bears. And then Packers, you know the deal there. We probably split every year. We never beat them twice in a year.
Yeah. That is, you want to get Joique going, man. Start talking about those Packers games. But Penei Sewell probably will not play. Ankle injury for him that he suffered against the Bears. He didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah. So, he did spend a portion of the practice on Thursday, I guess, working on the side with the trainers. That's according to Dave Burkett of the Detroit Free Press. But, Joique.
Those ankle injuries can be very nagging.
No Frank Ragnow, no Aquara. TJ Hawkinson available but limited. 0-4 in Minnesota. The line keeps climbing up. I don't see a lot of angles here for the Detroit Lions. And the bottom line for this is the losing train keeps on rolling, D-Mac. This will be number 5 of 34.
Yeah, but
that's all I got.
Right. And again, is this for these things to happen? We know that injuries in the NFL are 100%. So is this the best thing to happen to this team right now? I say if it's going to happen now. Let's find out what we have. Force these coaches to game plan and to coach harder and to learn better and give some of these younger guys like Derek Barnes an opportunity and know what you got. Maybe you can find something that you didn't know you had and build on it, right? So whatever it is, I mean, you're at ground zero. So It's okay because the reason is it'll only be 5 of 34. So I don't put too much stock into it. What I expect is maybe a little bit better clock management, a little bit better decision making. If there is a 4th down that we go to, we see, them going straight at it, right? Instead of wishy-washy or it's 4th down, let's go. The clock's at 7. No, it's like this is what we're going to do. We're adamant to our game plan. Mm-hmm. We're going to go down in flames, and we're going to play from whistle to whistle. So
we're going to go back to what you said that the injury rate in the NFL is 100%. I beg to differ. I have some new information that came to me that I didn't know.